Hey, welcome back to 882 6PR. The evening is always good because it draws people out of the shadows and the darkness. For example, about now, we can start to talk about subject matter like, cosmology. Now, what does it mean? Well, first and foremost, we will go to an expert to tell us more. But if I told you that Cosmology Concert was real, the Cosmology Concert is coming up roughly about the second week of February, would you like to find out more? I think it's only fair. We speak to Rupert Guenther, who is a part of and creator of the Cosmology Concert. Mate, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Todd. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolute pleasure. Whereabouts are you at the moment? Just relaxing, I do hope?
I'm relaxing down in Wangara at my music academy.
Right, so at the Music Academy, but at the same time, you have this fetish, you have this thing for cosmology. Tell me more about the Cosmology Concert. How did this start?
Well, I really have this thing for violins, which I've been playing all my life.
Yeah.
And the Cosmology Concert is really, look, you go outside, everyone does this, they go outside at night, they look up at the stars, and there's this amazing canopy of stars, and they go, wow, look at that out there. I wonder if there's any life out there, or
Yes.
if we've sent people out there in spaceships. But what people forget is that we're not some stable viewing platform here. We're just a planet spinning around one of those stars out there. So we're actually as out there as anything we're looking at. It's like we're in the middle of nowhere, man.
I never thought about that. We are in the middle of nowhere, and we are a part of that. For example, if there is some small being on another distant planet, they're looking at us going, I wonder what's out there, correct?
Exactly
Love
right.
it.
And I guess for me, the fascination with all this is that experience, and then thinking about that, going, well, if you look at all the history of archaeology and all those amazing old structures they find in ancient civilizations and stuff, digging them up, that they invariably did the same thing. They all went, well, I wonder what that is. Wonder what's that, what the stars are. Someone one day, there would have been cavemen running, and then one day somebody looked up and went, wow, I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
And then we get this whole picture, and then it's evolved into our modern day thing with telescopes and all that. But the great thing for me is that I'm working with some fantastic astrophotographers from Western Australia who've been putting this together, these huge, beautiful photographs of the night skies and all the stars and the horizons and things. And I've got all that going onto a big 6-metre screen on the stage. So I'm telling the story, I'm narrating the story and playing the music, and there's all these beautiful big images just slowly moving across. So you get the real experience of being there, out in the desert looking up at the sky, or deep space pictures and all that sort of thing. So it's pretty inspiring.
Do you know, when you paint the picture like that, Rupert, there are times in the metropolitan area where we get the chance to, we might be talking to the Perth Observatory, and we, might get rushed outside to go and have a look at some satellite or something whizzing above, or meteorite shower. But there's always that comment, make sure you're not in light pollution, because metropolitan area won't give you the perfect vista. So what you've done is you've brought the perfect photos, put them on a big screen, and introduced music. So with or without the light pollution, we're going to get a fantastic glimpse at magic moments from above.
Oh, absolutely. And these are some of the really great astrophotographers. The images are absolutely stunning. So I'm pretty excited about that. And the music, of course, composing the music for this show and playing it all through the theme and how it changes the sort of mood from the beginning through the middle and the end. Well, you know all about that. I'm not from WA, Todd, but my wife tells me a lot about you because she was around the clubs and stuff in the earlier days. And
Okay.
Well, so yeah, what a great, you've got a great music story you've got, and so all about that. How music just really sets the mood.
Well,
and
the ability to take the craft of music and weave it into cosmology, weave it into the universe. I mean, realistically, every frequency that we play on a musical instrument goes out somewhere into the universe. It travels for a particular distance. The antennas that we have to the north of Perth are huge because they can pick up these frequencies that are traveling minutely through the galaxies. What you're doing is actually sending stuff out as well as entertaining the public that are going to be there on the night.
That's totally right. That's a lovely way to look at it. And, I think these things affect us. Like, if you get out of town, like I'm sure everyone goes out every now and again, go to the beach and spends a weekend away, and you look up at the sky, it really does affect you. And I'm hoping that the show can have a bit of that space, where people sort of go, wow, what am I doing with my life?
Well,
Yeah,
when you look in the heavens above, we're talking to Rupert Guenther, who is the creator of the Cosmology Concert. It's on Thursday, February the 16th. I'll tell you where in just a little while. Or actually, no, I'll let Rupert do it. But realistically, we realise that when we look to the heavens above, how small we actually are when it comes to the cosmos, when it comes to the universe, when it comes to basically our suburb as well. We're pretty small. And yet we still have the ability to make an impact on other people. You're going to present music in the concert format under the stars. You're making an impact on other people. And yet we're only specks, tiny specks in this amazing evolution of life.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
And I'm hoping that's exactly the thing, that people might come away and go, wow, I'm just a little part in all this.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the lovely things. I think it's sort of self-centric. It takes us out from being self-centric. We, in a way, if you think of modern civilization, Todd, in a way, we can effectively control everything. We're sitting in our house with the aircon on when it's hot,
Yeah.
put the heating on. For a caveman, that would have been controlling the weather. It's the equivalent.
Yeah.
And so we have all these advances, and we think we're sort of lost in that. And we've got phone screens, we can communicate. We don't even have to look at the sky. We can go online and look at it, But when you actually go out there and have that experience, I think it touches your soul in a way, a bit like live music, compared to maybe something else.
Yeah, compared to Doof Doof.
Yeah, or even just a CD of your favourite artist. You go to see them live.
Yeah.
You've got to admit, it really hits you, and I think it's like that.
There's a Loonig. Loonig is a great cartoonist, and he's done some brilliant work. And there's a Loonig cartoon that comes to mind of a gentleman sitting on a couch looking at his television set of a beautiful sunrise, and he's watching the TV. And next to the TV is the window of the beautiful sunrise, but he chooses to look at the TV of the beautiful sunrise rather than stick his head out of the window and go, wow, there's life happening in front of me. Here's an opportunity to take in all elements of music and also the cosmos. What do you want? I mean, the people that come down on the night, what do you want? What impact do you want to make to these people that are experiencing the concert?
Well, I think it's a chance to share what we're talking about, that magic of being under the stars and all the things we've mentioned, like, you realise you're just a part of it. You're small, but you can still make a difference. It sort of returns you to the magic of life, and you can get a bit lost in your own sort of thoughts of who you are and who everyone is and what's important.
Sure.
And doesn't that those sort of experience, I think, just bring you back gently down to earth. I think it's about touching people's hearts, putting people just in a busy day, come down on a Thursday night. You've been at work or school, or you've been looking after the kids or whatever, and there you are. You've got some time for yourself, and you can tune in and you can take something in. You can be receiving for a chance. I think that's the big thing.
Yeah.
When we go, everyone's on. We're always giving out and transmitting and doing stuff, and here's a chance. You can just sit back, take it all in, and really go on a bit of a journey.
Well,
so that's my hope for people.
I like it because you said down to earth, and to me, to be grounded is very, very important. To be able to pause. At the moment, I'm going through this 2023, my new philosophy for life, time and space. To find time, to find space, to just live within my skin rather than looking at phones and taking in news and every form of medium. I just think every now and then we just do. We need to find that little pothole, sit in it, and just be comfortable in our own skin. If people want to go and experience this Cosmology concert, this is such a good option too. And I think a lot of people will get a lot out of this. Where's it being held?
It's up at the big museum, at the WA Museum, right in the centre of town, next to the art gallery and the library there on that big square. And it's called Hackett Hall. It's this beautiful old wooden hall from the 19th century.
Brilliant.
You see pictures of your great-grandfather in that sort of place. And it's this fantastic hall, and we'll have the big screen, and it's at the museum there, and tickets are through Ticketek.
Right. Can I ask before we sort of underline the dates and times and tickets and why Hackett Hall? Why at the WA Museum in Hackett Hall? What a great setting for this.
Look, I think there's two things. You know what inspired us putting it on there was they actually have an exhibit. It's called Origins. It's a permanent exhibit at the museum.
Yep.
It's got whole sections on, archaeology, and one section is the night skies.
Oh, perfect.
And that's where I met these guys, all these photographers. So that's actually the inspiration there. So in a way, it's like a partnership with the exhibition at the museum.
Oh, perfect.
In the hall there.
Yeah. Okay. So it's at WA Museum, Thursday, February the 16th. What time does it start?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Perfect.
So people can go straight from work, or they can grab something on the way down in what's that, the restaurant area just next door, and
great for the kids as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a family-friendly show. Totally.
Okay. Thursday, the 16th of February at WA Museum. And if you want to get some tickets for the Cosmology Concert, you go where? Ticketek, did you say?
Go to Ticketek and just punch in Cosmology and it's all there.
Well, this is cool. By the way, how many musicians will be a part of the concert, or is it just your soiree?
Well, it's me with my electric violin.
Oh, yeah.
And about 50 years experience and a whole lot of electronics and looping.
Ooh.
And it's a really beautiful sort of sound journey. So it's a whole sound journey. It's like a night sky in itself.
Yeah.
I look up to it.
So when
I see those stars. They're just like notes.
Well, mate, when you say looping, all of a sudden I think Ed Sheeran introduced me to the term looping.
Yep.
And I mean, he can come out with some amazing stuff. So with the electric violin, hang on to your socks. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. Rupert Guenther, thank you so much for your time tonight here on 6PR. We will underline this ongoing, but to everybody that loves the stars above, 6 o'clock, great time for the kids. Pick them up from school, take them into town, give them a little feed, go and do this. You'll be home, in and around 9:30 perhaps. What a great evening. Rupert, thank you so much for your time tonight. I'm grateful.
Oh, Todd, been my pleasure. Really nice.
Thank you.
Really nice talking to you.
Thank you. Rupert Guenther is presenting the Cosmology Concert. It's going to be huge. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got to say I'll be here, of course, doing the radio. But it's a great philosophy of the night sky above. As Rupert said, every single star could be a note. And if you have ever lay on your back lawn and gazed at the heavens above, imagine putting, electric violin with the loop system. Oh, it's going to be really cool. I'd love to get a little snippet of that. WA Museum, Thursday, February the 16th. Tickets available at Ticketek, and it starts at 6 o'clock in the evening. Super duper. Thanks for being a part of this particular show, Rupert. We will take a break and we will come back, and I'm going to remind you of this event ongoing. Back soon.